this Bristol City team, this Bristol City manager, this squad, this feeling around the football club at the moment, really, really incredible and really, really positive feeling, I think, for everyone involved at Bristol City at the moment after yet another fantastic away win, this time coming at Norwich City, a side who I'd also put in that playoff contention for sure this season, and to go away to Carrow Road, put in such a professional, such a brilliant performance, and defensively really good, and again, similarly to that game at Middlesbrough, be really clinical, and whilst defending, really just limit the opposition, the home side, to very little. What makes this victory a little bit more special, actually very, very, very impressive, is the fact that Norwich haven't lost at home since last November. They've gone more than a year undefeated at Carrow Road, and Bristol City just rock up, nice shape, comfortable on the ball, and just find a way to just get 3 points and not really look in any danger of at any point losing that game. In midweek, it was incredibly disappointing the way we ended that game against Sheffield United. Such a good position we found ourselves in, and then just kind of ebbed away from us, and we lacked Sheffield United to kind of just, build up pressure and lose that game 2-1 towards the end. But in the manner in which we responded here, look, all I've been hearing in kind of the build-up to this game was, Norwich have a lot of injuries. Their squad's been very depleted. No Sargent, no Nunez, no McLean, kind of no Angus Gunn in goal. And that's all very, very fair, and I'm not disagreeing. I'm not going to deny the fact that Norwich do have a lot of key players out injured. But Bristol City themselves have got a hell of a lot of players out injured. Scott Twine, no Rob Dickey, who's suspended for this one. And then if you go into the attacking regions, Sam Bell as well. Joe Williams. Defensively, no Tanner, no McCrory. We've got a hell of a lot of injuries ourselves. And the fact that we've come here with a highly depleted squad and comfortably played Norwich off the park in terms of a defensive sense and the tactical intelligence we showed, which is down to Liam Manning again. Absolutely unbelievable. This is how we lined up. It was Max O'Leary in goal. It was a back five of George Earthy, Luke McNally, Zach Vine, Hayden Roberts and Cam Fring, with Marcus McGuane and Jason Knight in midfield, with Max Bird and Mehmeti playing off Naki Wells. And Mehmeti and Naki Wells getting the 2 goals in this one to seal all 3 points in Norfolk. For the first 5 minutes or so, Norwich were on top. They were the home side. They were trying to get game 2 Bristol City, and with their situation, they were kind of hoping to maybe catch us out a little bit before we settle into our game and maybe take advantage of that. Didn't happen, and ultimately Bristol City just seized control a little bit. Maybe not in terms of having the ball, but keeping a shape. And again, from fairly early on in the game, didn't allow Norwich too much time on the ball. Very aggressive in the press, especially in the first half. Naki Wells instigating it a lot more compared to previous games. Really, really good on the press. And again, they've got a bit of a shaky back line. They look like that with Cordoba and Duffy on the ball, and I know George Long was involved as well. It kind of looked a little bit shaky, and Bristol City kind of recognised those moments and kind of forced Norwich into some mistakes, and just, getting the home crowd maybe turning on them a little bit. And then in the 16th minute, Anis Mehmeti gets the goal. It's brilliant from Hayden Roberts. He plays it in field to Mehmeti. Mehmeti's got a lot of space in front of him. He keeps going, gets kind of to the edge of the box, and on his left foot just places it really, really well. Not a lot of power behind the shot, but really well placed, and leaves George Long really with little to no chance in that sense to get close to the ball, and a really fantastic finish. And yeah, from there on, once you get that goal, a lot of teams maybe just kind of buckle on maybe just kind of sit back and don't really then attack the game. Bristol City did that to a certain degree, but also showed a lot of kind of tactical intelligence, as I mentioned. We defended well, not by sitting back. We held a lovely shape, and Knight and McGuane, main reasons for that, kind of chasing players all over the pitch, and actually quite surprised none of them were taken off towards the end of the game once we were in a more comfortable position, because the role they were playing and the kind of jobs they were asked to do required a lot of running, required a lot of energy, and both of them were absolutely suited to that role perfectly. And maybe not having Joe Williams available for this game, maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise, because Marcus McGuane is an absolutely crucial part of why we won this game and why we kept such a good defensive shape out of possession. And then the game kind of goes on. Norwich have a lot of the ball in the first half. Norwich accumulated 63% of the possession, and in the second half they accumulated even more, 69% of the possession, and overall 66% of the ball. And I don't really remember too much in the way of Norwich actually, really using that possession, having an extended period of pressure on the Bristol City goal and putting McNally, Viner, Roberts, Pring, Earthy, again, who was absolutely excellent against ball signs. He's been the best player in the Championship so far, arguably, and to limit him to really little, absolutely outstanding from George Earthy. And playing out of position on loan, hasn't really had too much game time this season. Brilliant from Earthy, and just showed kind of resilience within the group, and that was one of the best things out of today, I think. The second goal then comes around, and this actually starts from a Norwich City mistake. Shane Duffy tries to play it out wide right, I think to Callum Fisher's path. Might have been Jack Stacey by then, it probably was Callum Fisher. Ball's cut out by Anders Vermetti. He anticipated the pass and is absolutely outstanding and much better in terms of defensive kind of awareness and position sense today. And arguably that second goal against Sheffield United, if he does a little bit better, we get out of there with a point. But anyway, don't want to kind of reflect on that. But it's just a lot better in terms of defensive performance from Annis. He gets the ball, drives up the pitch, realises he's got a lot of space in front of him because of right backs out of position, gets up the pitch. He lays it off into Jason Knight, who is obviously, he's always there, isn't he, Knight? He runs up the pitch on the counter-attack. Knight waits a little bit, delays just a touch, gives it into Nahki Wells on the right-hand side of the box. Nahki Wells larrups it. George Long has been getting some criticism from Norwich City fans in recent weeks. Maybe they'll blame him for that, but it's a thunderous strike and doesn't really set himself well enough long, and Nahki Wells just powers it in, and it's 2-0. And at that point, with what Norwich has shown, or very little Norwich has shown on the ball, you never really saw a way where, unless Bristol City completely imploded, which we haven't really done all season, it was a kind of sense of, let's just see this game out, and if we can nick a goal, if we can nick another one, brilliant. If not, no problem. Just see the game out at 2-0 and kind of keep the same patterns that have been going on all game in terms of a defensive shape and not really allowing Norwich in too much on the ball. And that's kind of reflected by the XG numbers. Bristol City had an XG of 0.79 with the 9 shots we did have, and Norwich City, despite 66% of the ball overall, and kind of generally without being the home side and what Norwich have shown kind of in early parts of the season, you'd expect them to have a little bit more in the attacking third. Only racked up an XG of 0.28 and also only had 9 shots, which is similar to us. Just a really professional, really excellent and a really promising away display for Bristol City, and that means I think we're up to 5th in terms of an away league table this season. So we need to improve our home form a little bit, where we've only lost 1 game. So it's just the kind of thing of we just need to keep this going. And yeah, we're now up to 10th in the league, but honestly, that doesn't really reflect the whole story, because we're 10th. Yes, we're on 22 points after 15 games, which is a pretty decent return. We're only 3 points off Watford, who are currently occupying 4th position in the Championship after they went over Oxford on Friday night. We show a lot, I think. We're a lot better side, I think, compared to last season. I think you can obviously see that, and I think we're definitely directly in this playoff for 4th up to 6th at the moment. It is what it is. Sunderland, Leeds, Sheffield United 6 points ahead of us, Blackburn, West Brom, and 5 ahead of Millwall. But we're really showing a lot, and we really, I think, are capable of finishing in the playoffs this season if we keep this consistency going. Because I think a lot of people, including myself, looked into this run of fixtures that we had coming up, including this game and Middlesbrough and Stoke and Leeds and Sheffield United and Preston. You're kind of going, right, if we can just get out of dodge here, especially with the injury situations we've had, if we can just get out of dodge here and not get completely kind of depleted and maybe just kind of stick in there in that hunt, or towards the edge of that hunt, they'll be fine. We're right in that hunt. We're really showing a lot of qualities about us, and that's a massively, massively important and impressive thing this Bristol City squad is showing. This squad has certainly got a hell of a lot of metal about it, and quite frankly, maybe the international breaks come at a decent time in terms of getting players back, but the momentum we're showing, the kind of the character and the quality that we're showing at the moment, maybe they'll be hard to replicate after the international break. I'm hoping not. It's Burnley at home after the international break, who themselves haven't really been at it in the last kind of couple of weeks or so. So hopefully Bristol City can take advantage and actually engage. But yeah, a really impressive showing, a really important and really impressive 3 points. I'm using that word impressive quite a lot because it is impressive, and we're showing, as I said, a lot of signs that this Bristol City team is certainly kind of up there towards the upper echelons, whatever it is, of this league, and hopefully we can take advantage. But yeah, what a win, what a 3 points. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on what was a really important and really impressive 3 points for Bristol City. Ended at Carrow Road, Norwich City 0, Bristol City 2. We're up to 10th in the championship table. Thank you very much for watching. Keep safe, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.